The portable distributed code editor. All serious UI applications should be shipped as local HTTP servers to avoid walled garden fees and malware fear mongering. That is to say, you launch a process that opens a port that the browser can then connect to pull up the user interface. Everything else has been monetized by large companies. The browser is a big deal here because that means the applications can be accessed remotely. They can be shared, cross-connected, distributed, and even launched from a tiny portable single-board computer. We can't have executable files. It's over. Greed and ideas like containers that can't shell out programs on your local machine broke it all. And it was already pretty messed up when you had to compile free software, and most of the time it either took too long or the libraries were missing or mixed up somehow. The editor must be available remotely and it must be reliable. It must hold all the software and everything anyone needs. This means that it is a simple, yes, but also a self-hosted program. And because it will use HTTP, JavaScript, and HTML on the client side for the browser, it must use a JavaScript runtime on the server side. Not CoffeeScript, not TypeScript, not Go, not Clojure, not Perl. Just JavaScript that already runs on the front end. Follow the technology of the web. And the user interface, HTML and JavaScript, have the unique ability to make a code editor happen, be it CodeMirror or Ace or something custom or any of the other ones. I am sure new ones will keep coming, so the hard part is basically taken care of. And the easy part is the elimination of files in favor of graphs, as in graph theory. Files don't represent the structure of programs. Graphs or diagrams can do that, but not files. It is an old and new user interface. It's just a tree, and there's a million ways to decorate it. The pro will just nest some HTML tags. The artist will demand visual programming languages with nodes that have little ports. The newcomer will prefer Apple Finder panes, as in the federated wiki, or something like the old Apple Automator, but with a little bit more feedback. And that's it. Here, files and dependencies are generated as needed. They are not a critical part of just creating a program to get things done. They should happen automatically. As bad as we were made to look by large companies that wouldn't know a text editor from a code editor, we also took to using boilerplates. Now this was our idea, and this is not how a programmer does. If something grew so complex that you need to start using boilerplates to get your code going, then it's time to switch to visual programming for the hard parts. No more files, no more pecking at pop-ups, struggling to figure out what functions you need. No more multiple functions in the same editor pane. How barbaric! No more unit tests as outside files that have to simulate everything from scratch. Oh my gosh. One function per node, optional schema per input and output, and a spot for a unit test that later can be put into a separate file. If you are ready to quit your job and run your own company for a change, then enable behavior-driven development, and per every node, you can now describe your program and its needs. Describe every function, set a bounty, and focus on more important things. In this brave new world, nodes are really simple. They have to be. They are modular, often published as open source with a username prefix so that we can all have it all. And programmers are encouraged to follow this small and simple standard to each build their own editor. It looks great in a portfolio, and it may just last a lifetime. Believe it or not, HTTP is what we got, and it's what we are going to stick with for a goody long while. Go with the flow. Keep your functions tiny so that they can't have bugs, and your code will be forever young.